How's it been going, guys? Welcome to another video here. I am AC Guenter. Welcome to another reaction video. Welcome to my first Scott The Woz video in a while. It's been a while since I've done a Scott The Woz video. Today, he's looking at live service games. So games like Fortnite, Apex Legends, well, I can't think of anything else. Well, games like that. So today we're going to be doing his video on that. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you guys have been up to today. I do have an announcement to make, but I'm not going to announce it until Thursday's video. It involves my uploading, okay? I might have already mentioned it on one previous video, but I'll mention it on Thursday a little bit closer to the time, okay? So, hope you guys are well. Let me know what you've been up to today. Today we're going to do this video on Scott The Woz. Someone just drove past my house at really high speed. So, let's get on this video here. This is the newest video of his, as of me recording this video, okay? I would have uploaded it last week, but by the time I got around to doing this video, I had already uploaded the Free Willy video from last week. So, for Nostalgia Critic. So, anyway, I'll stop waffling. Let's get on with it. Scott The Woz, live service games. Let's go.
Hey y'all, Scott here. These games made me sick. They're that bad.
Oh yeah, bloody Suicide Squad and Skull and Bones. Yeah.
Or maybe I shouldn't lick their discs that much.
Video games are the biggest moneymakers in entertainment today. Over 3 billion people play video games, with many.
So there's about 7 billion on the planet. So 40% of the whole planet are gamers.
Many genres that failed to reach an audience in previous years, now selling millions of copies with huge, dedicated fandoms. We have giant events celebrating the medium, large assortments of merchandise available in any store you can think of, more games releasing every single day than ever before.
Can I buy Hentai World, that one in the middle?
Companies acquiring studios for billions, later shutting down said studios, mass layoffs.
Yeah, that hurt, that one with Tango Gameworks, because Hi-Fi Rush is a freaking great game.
Across the board, launch day disasters.
Yeah, as of me recording this, alright, also, I can mention that right now, what's on screen right now. Here in the UK, the PlayStation 5 digital edition's gone up by £50, which is about 65 bucks. Went up last week. And also, to mention one other thing, let's go back a sec.
Day than ever before. Companies acquiring studios for billions, later shutting down said studios, mass layoffs across the board.
Literally, the day I'm recording this, it's literally just been announced that EA are laying 400 people off.
Launch day disasters, rising prices, anti-consumer practices, and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Hey, can you spit on me? I also love video games.
Feels like you can't check in on video game news anymore without being identified as a witness in the process.
Yeah.
Something sticky is always going on, whether it's Donkey Kong's price point or war crimes. And with every game getting hit with controversies, whether they're justified or not, it just makes for an
Yeah, Power World faced controversy because apparently it used AI and Pokemon assets. Starfield got done as well, didn't it? Blood on Wukong got done for being too traditional. Stellar Blade got done because of jiggle physics. I haven't played Stellar Blade yet. I've only played the first hour. I played the demo of it, and I really want the game. But I really can't afford to put £60 for it down right now. I might wait for it to come out on PC, because it's out on PC in June. I think it's only going to be about 40. So it'd be a little bit cheaper on PC. I might pick it up on PC.
pleasant experience staying in the know, especially when these controversies are either.
That game there was a massive disappointment. Starfield. I got it through my graphics card. I bought my RTX 6. I've got an RX 6600. AMD. What? We're NVIDIA fanboys. Fuck that. Great graphics card, and I literally got Starfield with it for free. So I literally got a £200 graphics card and Starfield for free. Can't complain, can I?
Piss dumb or some of the most serious conversations you could possibly have? And do I want to hear what the gamers think about whaling? I might as well listen, because what the hell else is there to talk about video games these days? You ever actually sit down and watch one of their game showcase events put on by your best friends? Oh, me and Microsoft go way back. We've been through it all together. Them fucking me over, them pissing on my open wounds. Bing. So I can't wait to see.
Bing's alright. Yeah, I was really disappointed with Redfall. I was excited for that, and when the reviews came out, oh, it's crap. Oh, I was like, oh great, yeah, thanks. If you guys may realise, last Saturday, I uploaded Sonic Superstars. I'm doing a no commentary series on Sonic Superstars, and I didn't play it for the longest time because I was told other games are absolute pile of garbage. It's a pile of garbage. I've done my first playthrough already. I've played it all the way through with Tails, and do you know what? It's not that bad. I didn't buy it because critics were saying, "Oh, the game's not that great." But then I finally bought it, and I realised actually it's not. Actually, I've played worse.
See what wonders they have in store for me here.
Pick up the Google Pixel 9a from O2 and save up to £300. Plus, get an extra one.
If I had the money, I'd probably get Google Pixel 9. My phone's due for an upgrade in about 6 weeks.
Gosh, that was so my Microsoft.
That sucked. Well, Sony, they know me so well. They know the exact games I love to play. I know they've been a tease.
God, I'm hoping I don't give a f about this next game. Oh, booyah!
Yeah, that was my problem. They literally re-releasing PS4 games.
Nintendo.
I'll take anything.
The colour brown. Yes!
Video game industry has made me...
Oh, Overwatch 2. I've not played Overwatch in fucking ages. I used to play Overwatch all the time. Like, I used to play Overwatch fucking daily. I own Overwatch 2. I own it on Switch. I own it on Xbox because I had it originally on Xbox, Overwatch 1, and then it became free to play. I went, oh great. I haven't played Overwatch in about a year.
Cynical as hell, but when it makes so much money, yet it's pumped back into CEO pockets and projects designed to capitalize on trends rather than
Anthem wasn't that bad.
Create genuinely worthwhile experiences, and then when those fail, studios are shut down, developers are laid off, and the higher-ups have no idea why their stupid fucking dumb fucking trench.
That's another game I didn't think it was that bad. God for Nights was not too bad, but the ending pissed me off.
Chasing projects fail after they give themselves a raise for doing nothing while they're sitting on a graveyard of franchises that customers would vastly
Yes, please, for Banjo-Kazooie. Thank you.
prefer seeing again as just normal video games. But no, let's try to make more trash all about wasting your money, your time, and their resources. Can you blame me? Well, it's easier than blaming the video game industry itself. It gave me balls. But you know, this isn't really a new concept. Pretty much every generation this happens. It's just served up a little differently. It's like how brown and gray shooters were the thing back in the Xbox 360 PS3 days, with lots of DLC, can't forget that, or cutesy cool mascot platformers on the Super Nintendo and Genesis. You know,
majority of those platformers, those cutie animal platformers, was because of Sonic the Hedgehog. Someone was trying to find their next Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what all that was.
lots of studios were forced to make games like this because they were in. And you can find endless accounts of corrupt business practices and horror stories throughout all of gaming history.
Yeah.
But I feel in modern times, we're hitting a breaking point with these practices due to how absurd budgets are for video game projects and how long they take to finish. It makes it so then when companies chase trends...
Yeah, like you just showed it. Mario Kart, from the last Mario Kart to the Mario Kart World coming out in June, there's a look back 11-year gap.
By the time they catch them, it's 5 years later. Nobody cares anymore, and they spend hundreds of millions of dollars for nothing. And what's the type of game that everybody's trying to make that's aiding in the collapse of society?
Yeah.
Bad.
Live service games. Now, what's that?
Bad.
Picture this. Your video game never ends. You boot it up and are consistently served new content. It's almost like it's alive. That's really cool.
No, by the way, Warframe. I played Warframe a lot on the Xbox 360. I think I played Warframe from like 2013 to about 2017, 2018. Not played it since, but I've seen how much the game has changed dramatically. So what I played back in the day, the original Warframe, it was fucking ace. I know they've done a new one called 1999. I do want to try and get back into Warframe actually.
Yeah.
Another one that I played a lot, if you watch my streams a lot, was Rem Royale. Rem Royale Reforged, but sadly in February they closed the servers down.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The concept of a live service game is honestly incredible. Your game no longer has a definitive end. It evolves over time. New content added regularly, frequent updates, a community of players experiencing this all together. That sounds awesome!
I'm going to say it. For me, the only games that need to be live service are sports games. Instead of bringing a sports game out every year, roster updates, maybe ironing some stuff out, I personally think FC 25 should come out every 2 to 3 years just with a roster update in between. My favourite wrestling game of all time, TEW, the TEW series. The last 4 games have gone TEW 2013, TEW 2016, so there's a 3-year gap, 2016 to 2020, 4-year gap, 2020 to the newest one, which is TEW 9, 4-year gap. And all they do is update the rosters every month. You get mods that do the roster updates every month, and then they update the game across that 4 years. That's how it should be done.
Might be because I haven't cleaned my ears in a while. But hey, it's almost like I never have to buy another video game ever again. If the one I'm playing never ends, what's the point? I play Dota too.
Alright, well let's take a look at a successful live service game to see what the hell is going on here. This is Fortnite. And this is my credibility. Damn it, it's gone! Listen, let's be real here. As much as it's easy to clown around on Fortnite because I've seen a 12-year-old say it's cool, I think we're being incredibly disingenuous to downplay how insane of an accomplishment this project is. Alright.
I give them credit. I give them credit for that, but like I said, I'm not a fan of Fortnite. The only time I played any sort of Fortnite, I played the zero build version. I did like that. Because my biggest problem with Fortnite when it first came out was the building mechanic, because I thought it was just stupid. But if you took the building mechanic, the actual gunplay of Fortnite is not bad.
So it's a free download, and booting it up, like, this is a game platform and a game platform. You got regular Fortnite, Lego Fortnite, Fortnite Festival, Rocket Racing, plus these community creations, all for free. And they're constantly shaking up the core experience with changes to the map, or hell, a flat out brand new one replacing the old, character skins in collaboration with some of the biggest IPs out there.
Yeah.
I can play Weezer on the menu. Can you do any of this in WarioWare Move It? So then why the hell do I own this? I don't know how many games have been this ambitious, delivered upon that ambition, while being free to play with basically all in-game purchases.
The only other game, if he mentions it, just in case he doesn't mention it, the only other game I can think of that's very similar to that is Roblox.
Is being completely superfluous. Only things you gotta pay for are the Weezer and the sword. This game is truly free to play. And with the amount of content available, constant updates, and a huge community of players,
Damn.
it feels like you're genuinely a part of something massive when you play this. Now, I don't mean to give off
Someone please tell Fortnite to f me.
sort of vibes, though, hey, this is the live service game. But things weren't always like this.
So did they actually do a first-person shooter and basically did a Valorant in Fortnite? Because that's what that looks like. Well, I have played Valorant. My biggest problem with that game is it hasn't got keyboard. It's only got keyboard and mouse controls. If it had controller controls, I'd be fine.
Fortnite launched in 2017 as a video game. It was initially an early access release you had to pay money for, focused on this mode right here, Save the World. Basically a paid online co-op survival, not free game that cost money where you spent cash to fight off zombies for $40. It wasn't free. Nobody played it. But later on, they launched this free Battle Royale spin-off, which became Fortnite's main claim to fame. And this was built upon considerably over well, the coming months, weeks, days. They were updating this thing constantly. And not only were they introducing new features, they were rewarding players for tuning in all day, every day. Limited time events, cosmetics, items, some that were genuinely a blink and you miss it moment. And to get some of this junk, you had to play a lot.
All I want is to take my son surfing.
I'm Nicolas Cage. I'm Nicolas Cage. I was in Lords of War.
And you couldn't just put it off, because if you did, the rewards you may be working towards wouldn't be available anymore. Things would happen within the game's world, like a meteor popping up, this rift. It spread word of mouth, like, damn, you gotta check in on Fortnite to see what's going on. They really cultivated something special here, building upon this consistently from day one for years, to the point where I don't really think anybody can beat them. Yet they're still losing money in all this. Obviously, paying developers to keep developing a game compared to a one-and-done project is a fair bit more expensive, but damn, look at Fortnite. Look how much money you can make from doing something like this.
9 billion in 2 years. Freaking hell.
That's what every game company is saying nowadays. And hey, you gotta spend money to make money. Look at Fortnite. That made billions of dollars, so sure, you can invest hundreds of millions into this live service.
Oh, Concord. Oh. I think that's one of the biggest gaming bombs in history.
Game project, because people obviously love live service games. Look at Fortnite. So it'll make that money back and then some, because look at Fortnite. You know, just look at Fortnite.
The video game industry is run by people who know.
Yeah, basically, most game developers, sorry, I'm pausing it a lot here. Most game developers are basically going, okay, Fortnite, we'll just do Fortnite. We need Fortnite. That's all it is. Like, my favourite was Realm Royale, which was like a fantasy-based version of Fortnite. They've gone bust.
Know nothing about their products. They just look at numbers and make decisions based on that. Oh, Overwatch has over 50 million players, while our game, I'm Cheap to Make and Begging for a Sequel, has only sold 5 million units? That's probably because it's not like Overwatch. Listen, I understand the need to experiment with what's wildly successful. And I'm not saying these companies shouldn't attempt live service projects. I'm saying they stink at it. But it's totally worth it to risk it all in a game that's designed from the get-go to cash in on what's popular, to attempt to appeal to an audience that'll never care about you, rather than use that money to make titles that your fan base actually wants. Look! Footage of somebody who agrees with this sentiment.
Hi, I'm a horrible person. I don't bathe. I smell. I murder for immense pleasure. I stink.
So what exactly is a live service game? Is it just something with consistent updates and in-game purchases? If so, I got some bad.
Yeah, I will admit, I've played a ton of Apex Legends when it first came out. I haven't played Apex Legends in about maybe 4 or 5 seasons of Apex. I haven't played it in years.
News. Well, for me, I'd say it's much like a Denny's. I can't describe one, but I know it when I see it. Found it. Let's start with the main menu. A foot-long tab up top, all for me to explore with the shoulder buttons. Oh my god, this game must have so much content if it has tabs, much like how I must have so many interests. Okay, so we have the store.
Did that say hoodie faced?
Where I can finally get this shit out of my pants. The battle pass. Oh boy, what's that? They're lucky these pants got 2 pockets. Oh, and then there's the cosmetics tab, which lets us customize our character
Played a lot of PUBG back in the day as well.
with all kinds of stuff we buy from the store. Thank God for cargos. Oh, my character's standing right there next to all different kinds of advertisements for better characters. Look at all these events going on. It's like I'm actually doing something. How do I do anything? No, seriously, look at these menus. They're so bloated with a million options, and they use the tiniest buttons and fonts imaginable. Sometimes they'll play a video featuring all the crap in the latest update. Feels like the screen on a slot machine. But for all this junk they're pushing into my face, there must be a huge experience behind all this. I mean, why else would they let me spend hundreds of dollars on cosmetics if the game I use them in isn't worth a damn? Let's enter a match!
Another game I played a lot of as well. The Finals. I haven't played that in a while as well. It's quite similar. A lot of the live service games I've not played in a long time.
I bought
He waited 41 minutes for a game.
cargo shorts for nothing?
I feel that many of these live service games have decent gameplay at their core that would work well as, well, traditional video games. A full single-player campaign with actual level designs, maybe local and online multiplayer mode, standard price and release, nothing special. But this live service setup mucks up everything, as the entire game is now structured around online multiplayer, content updates, and monetization. Online multiplayer is great and everything, but when that's all your game is, you better have the content to back it up. But most of these games launch with nothing.
Sea of Thieves, he's 100% right on that. When Sea of Thieves came out, there was nothing to that game.
Barely enough maps or characters or variety to keep the constant loop of multiplayer interesting. All because you can just wait to put those out in the form of updates. But guess what? That's hard. Especially when after you launch your live service game, many of the developers are gonna be too busy maintaining everything and fixing issues. Plus the higher ups wanna see revenue spikes as soon as possible.
Yep, that's Destiny 2, isn't it? I played Destiny 1 a lot when it first came out. I owned Destiny 2 and the first 3 passes because literally like a year and a half ago, Epic Game Store gave it away for free. Like, it was Destiny in the first 3 expansion pack. Hasn't got the 2 newest ones though, but I might get back into Destiny at some point.
So it's easier to fart out some cosmetics for obscene prices, all while the substantial content takes longer than expected to finish. And you gotta strike while the iron is hot, particularly when that iron is piss cold to begin with.
Cold like piss. My kidneys are shutting down.
Yeah, by the way, that game there, Foam Stars, I think that's gone under as well.
You really gotta be on it to update these games as quickly as possible to maintain interest. I can't tell you how many games launch with nothing, and it takes like 2 months to get any updates of value. And the core gameplay being fine isn't good enough. You design your game with all this garbage, expecting players to keep coming back day in and day out, spending all this money on useless junk just to express themselves, and the best you can say about your game is that it's fine? Listen, I play loads of fine games that don't have all this nonsense, make these many promises, ask me to tune in and play them every single day. So if you're gonna do this...
Was that Returnal? I nearly got that on PlayStation, but I decided against it.
Actually do it. But nobody understands what goes into supporting these games until they're actually out. Feels like these things are made for somebody who's missing something in their life. Like, seriously, let me ask, why do you think your game is worth investing so much time and money into when there's all these other games doing the same thing but better? It doesn't matter, because the investors and CEOs are looking at the handful of live service game successes and going, well, damn, that's what the people want. Another Overwatch, Sea of Thieves, Fall Guys, Destiny. Now here's what the people actually want.
Kill me.
What the hell is this? Skull and Bones? Head and f***s? This bozo costs $70, and that's the cheapest version. And for what? Well, Ubisoft claims it's because Skull and Bones, it ain't just a game, it's 4 of them.
Yeah, it's a AAA game.
A quadruple A title, implying this is a blockbuster release of a quality that no other video game has dare ever reached, in which players will have the look of childlike whimsy and joy on their face at what's in store for them. Look at me. Quadruple A? What does the 4th A stand for?
If you had 2 cars or more on finance between...
Yeah, these are sort of adverts, guys, I've been getting recently. Oh, so-and-so car finance.
Anybody?
This game was announced at E3 2017. It released in 2024. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, 7-year development cycle. Yeah, Ubisoft's not very good when it comes to games, is it? One of their games, Beyond Good and Evil 2, was announced in 2008. We're now in 2025 and the game's not even out yet. It's been in development for 16 years. It's mental.
This game. After being revealed as the spiritual successor to the fan-favorite Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, the project underwent many changes throughout the years, until we settled on this. A lot can happen in 7 years. You can delay your game 6 times, spend $200 million on it, receive funding from Singapore, and be contractually obligated to release the game and not cancel it. Oh, and you can make it to 2nd grade now. Ubisoft made this a live service game because they don't care. I genuinely think they crossed their fingers that some weird would end up liking this game and would spend a ton of their money on it, which would potentially net them some cash in a freak accident sort of way, because how could anybody think this would be enjoyed in any way? This game is directionless. There's nothing worth a damn in the whole package. You sail the seas, naval battle, find some treasures. Sail the seas, naval battle, find some treasures. Sail the seas, naval battle, find some treasures. Sail the seas, naval battle.
So that was Sea of Thieves. Exactly the same. Nothing. There was nothing to Sea of Thieves when it first came out.
Holy f***, add a talking dog or something. I don't know, mix it up! A core design element of live service games is a very obvious gameplay loop. They're designed to keep their hooks into you so you keep coming back. So many of them are pretty repetitive. But various elements help subside that repetition. Leveling up, new abilities, upgrades, collecting more and more loot, well-designed large maps, substantial content being introduced consistently, and you know what? Bless its heart, Skull and Bones does a few of these things. Shame it isn't fun to begin with. For such a big experience, it feels so hollow. Yes, there's depth. If you really want to dig into this game, I'm sure you could. But for me personally, after playing a few hours, I just don't.
Yeah, my wife really wanted to play this game when this came out because she loved Black Flag. And then when she saw all the gameplay and stuff, she hasn't touched it. She hasn't played it, doesn't want to play it, not interested. Yeah. But they could have had an intention playing my wife, but they said there just wasn't not enough in the game, so my wife ended up not buying it.
See it. This game is boring, uninspired slop. There's barely any story, no interesting characters. For a quadruple A game, I don't think it looks good. Characters are soulless husks with stiff animation. Oh, the opening cinematic and title screen look thrown together on a budget, and you have the gall to release this at full price with this giant in-game store filled to the brim with overpriced trash costumes? This costs $10. You know what else costs $10?
This. Here you go.
But hey, maybe this live service game just isn't for me. You know, I do
He's playing Green Growth from Sonic 3D in the background.
have different tastes from a Skull and Bones enjoyer.
I don't like Skull and Bones.
It's okay, you know, Skull and Bones folks call for Skull and Bones strokes. Maybe I'm more into regular strokes.
I smell burnt toast!
It's Square Enix's Foam Stars, a multiplayer game all about gunking up the environment with all
Yeah. Splatoon called it wants its concept back.
kinds of messy color. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bitch, this is Crayola Scoot. Free on PlayStation consoles, a 4v4 online shooter that rips off every last element of Splatoon except the Metacritic score. Doesn't really feel like they had some great idea here. Like, they must have been told, make a Splatoon-like game. Just make the ink... I don't care. And they are so lucky the developers picked foam. This just isn't satisfying to play. Like, flat out, the game isn't fun. Which... yeah, that's a problem, especially when they're pushing for all these microtransactions. When the game itself isn't very good, how can you expect anybody to care enough to invest in it like this? Well, see, I don't think Square Enix thinks all too deep about it. I think they just look at the most money they could possibly make and say, that's it! Screw morality and logic, we're Square Enix, and we deserve to be making the biggest, most popular, profitable games on the planet.
Yeah.
Oh, we're known for...
The problem with Square Enix is, every game they release, they put too much expectation on it. They did it with Tomb Raider. What he just shown on screen then. There was another one he just shown as well.
Classic RPGs? That's it! Screw
Let me just get
morality
back.
and logic. We're Square Enix, and we deserve to be making the biggest, most popular...
Yeah, Forspoken bombed. Avengers bombed. Guardians of the Galaxy bombed. I think this is what I heard. This is what I've heard. To make Square Enix happy, they want all their games to make between minimum 4.5 to 5 million per game. That's what they want. At least 4.5 to 5 million. Tomb Raider made 3.4, not good enough. Hitman Absolution made 3.6, not good enough. Sleeping Dogs, 1.75. Sleeping Dogs is an absolute banging game. Look, Final Fantasy didn't do well enough. Final Fantasy 16 didn't do well enough. The problem is not the game, it's Square Enix. They want more, they just care about that. And yeah, it's because, don't forget, Square Enix, back in the 90s, nearly went bust. They only survived because they took Squaresoft and Enix, merged into one company. If they didn't, both of them would have gone under, especially Enix.
profitable games on the planet. Oh, we're known for classic RPGs? Well, damn it, that's not good enough. We need to capture the heart of the Western gamer. So we got Marvel's Avengers from Square Enix back in 2020, which felt like perfect timing. I mean, right after Spider-Man on PS4, during the height of Marvel's popularity. This should have been a slam dunk. But of course,
It was live action.
was a live service game. Why else would I be talking about it now? Like, oh, it was actually like Banjo-Kazooie Grunty's Revenge. I can imagine a world where we have an Avengers game with a single-player story mode campaign on the same level of Spider-Man PS4 that offers local and online co-op as an option. That world is not here. Our world is the one with Golden Corral. The Avengers game we got is an online-only repetitive slog so focused around hooking a bunch of sad saps on its gameplay loop to ensure they squeeze some cash out of them, as they're chemically addicted at this point, that just comes off as desperate and greedy. This wasn't done because it made sense for Avengers. They just wanted to make the most money theoretically possible. But this backfired tremendously. This game doesn't feel designed around being a live service. It feels like they wanted to make a traditional video game, then had to restructure it halfway through. Just
Gotham Knights did the same.
3 years later, they stopped supporting Avengers and removed it from digital storefronts. Was it worth it?
Well, if the end goal was to waste nearly a decade of development and $300 million, they f***ed it up. They wasted $200 million.
Here we have Babylon's Fall, also published by Square Enix and developed by...
Oh, Babylon's Fall as well. I think that game got closed down in like 6 months, didn't it?
Platinum Games, announced at E3 2018, hot off the heels of the success both companies had with Nier Automata. Man, that game was damn good, and Square Enix is working with the developer.
Is that game any good, by the way? I've had my eye on that. I know the game's like 6 to 8 years old, but I've not played it yet. I've heard it's really good.
Again for a brand new project. Oh, god damn it! Babylon's Fall was envisioned as if Nier Automata never ended. That sounds horrible! You know what made a game like this so beloved? It ended. You had a complete experience, finally crafted to be a video game you'd play, set down, and go, well damn, I went through that. One of Automata's most iconic elements was its multiple endings. You're meant to finish the game, look...
I said I've not played Nier Automata yet, and also I'm a massive fan of Platinum Games. And they're one of the small handful of games I've not played of theirs.
Back at it and go, damn! So how do you do that but forever? You make it slow, barely involve any story, keep it incredibly generic, and tone down everything that made Nier Automata memorable and enjoyable so you can design the gameplay around quantity and not quality. See, I got this book here, and it'll last me forever. Just check how many pages it has. Nothing good lasts forever. Which is why Babylon's Fall was meant to. And it couldn't even do that! Platinum Games invested in a new studio focused entirely on live service games. They bet big on this, and for it to come out the way it did says more about the game industry's cynical perspective on live service titles than anything. Like, you don't care. You just think, oh, well, this is what we need to do to make it big around here. And it just shocks me with how much time, money, and manpower is needed to pour into these projects, how they come out so damn raw. Why does this game look and run like ass? This is a PS5 game, and it looks like a Nintendo Switch version of a PS5 game.
Yeah.
Babylon's Fall felt so cheap, cobbled together, and generic, like it was churned out by a machine. So why would you ever think this is where I'd want to spend the rest of eternity? Well, why do I keep going back to the hee-haw slot machine at the local casino? Because that pays out. Hey, quality don't mean a damn thing as long as somebody's miserable enough
Platinum Games, you're way better than that. That game looks so bad.
to play your game. So if Babylon's Fall can just stick it out for a bit longer, give it some more time, maybe with some update.
Magic made simple with a new Google Pay.
Did you guys see that? It was out for nearly a year. They shut the game down. And where was it? On PC, 3 months after release, only one person was playing Babylon's Fall on Steam. One!
6 signatures. Babylon's Fall was taken offline in record time, right before its first birthday. And since most live service games are dependent on an internet connection, even if you aren't playing online multiplayer, it doesn't matter. The servers are down. Babylon's Fall is no longer playable. That had to be one of the most impressive uses of fucking up I've ever seen.
Here we go. Fucking Concord. For me, when it comes to the video game industry, when it comes to games, this is one of the biggest car crashes I've ever seen in gaming. Oh.
Alright, let's get this over with. Concord! One of Sony's many attempts at a live service multiplayer.
Well, for me, as someone as an outsider looking at this, and I was like, oh my god.
Their game since they were struggling so bad without one. And now, let's be fair here. As quality as Sony's first-party output on PlayStation consoles has been throughout the years, I think it's totally reasonable for them to notice a lack of big multiplayer exclusives in their portfolio. PlayStation's thing has primarily been single-player experiences, with third parties covering multiplayer for the most part. But that all changed with the PlayStation 5, as Sony acquired Bungie for nearly $4 billion. The developers behind one of the biggest online multiplayer games out there is now owned by Sony. That's it. They didn't make Destiny a PlayStation exclusive or any of Bungie's games. They primarily just bought them so they could teach.
Yeah. Then you got, but like I said, Microsoft bought Activision. So same principle.
Them how to make live service games. Their knowledge alone is worth $4 billion? Did you try just asking them? I'm sure they would have told you. And with that, Sony committed to launching more than 10 live service games by 2026. This is totally just throwing all kinds of shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. Like, there's no way they ever expected all of these games to do well.
Well, Helldivers has done alright. I think Helldivers is the only live service game that's done okay.
Well, for some reason, Sony expected this one of the lot to do wonders. Concord, announced via a 50-second teaser during the PlayStation Showcase in 2023. This was their last game announcement before closing things out with extended gameplay of Spider-Man 2. This was directly after the reveal of Bungie's game Marathon. Like, they thought this was...
Yeah, Marathon is coming out soon, and they reckon that's gonna bomb as well, because that's not... People are shitting on that now as well.
The big deal, even though this trailer showed nothing. Get excited, everybody. It's a development team you've never heard of, making a new game with no gameplay, character, storylines, anything shown.
The music is playing in the background now. I'm pretty sure it's from Mario, I think.
In the reveal trailer, and it's another live service. Okay, well, I'll get the first letter of the game tattooed, but I gotta see more for the rest. As more was revealed, Concord looked to be a clone of Overwatch. Why not just play Overwatch? The only things that set Concord apart from Overwatch were derivative of other pop culture franchises like Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Wars. Yet for some reason, Sony thought this game was going to be their Star Wars. They launched it day and date on PS5 and PC for a larger player base, released a limited edition controller, hell, a bunch of random merch. Hell, they made a deal with the Amazon Prime anthology show Secret Level where each episode is based on a different video game. Concord got its own one! They did 2 PlayStation-themed episodes. One about PlayStation as a whole, featuring God of War, Little Big Planet, Shadow of the Colossus, Helldivers, and one based entirely on Concord. Why? What was it about this IP that had so much potential that Sony reportedly sunk hundreds of millions into development, purchasing the studio who had been working on this game since 2018, going about all these cross-promotional endeavors, all while I've been waiting for a new Ape Escape game for 15 years. Concord later launched... Well, no, it didn't. It lasted 2 weeks. That is insane, especially for a game of this magnitude that received physical...
Oh... One thing I love in the video game is I love a car crash. Oh god, yes it was.
Copies. They issued refunds, immediately halted sales of the game everywhere, and put the game offline while they would figure out what to do with it later. They shut down the studio and will never talk about this ever again.
I just read the definition of solution.
It's pretty wild how Sony went from overconfident to underconfident in a matter of days with this release. I mean, they could have made Concord free to play or given it a little makeover or something, but honestly, what's the point? It's not like Concord was a bad game or anything.
No.
It was just completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
You have a million other games that do exactly this. So what could you possibly do to drive up interest for a game that isn't interesting?
Yeah, it's like that Bungie's new game, Marathon. That's getting the same treatment as Concord now.
You need the hook with games like these if you're expecting a player base to come back every single day. And as serviceable and technically sound as Concord was, that's all it was. It was a functional, fine video game. And you ought to know, that don't mean it's worth playing. I was never upset at Concord's existence. I mean, have you seen how some people responded to it?
Now, I may not play video games, but I am not going to play Concord. And to prove it, that's all I'm going to talk about.
Is he creating a channel called Scott Hates Breath of the Wild? Is that a real channel? Oh, I've got to Google this. I've got to Google see if this is a real channel. It's a real channel. Fuck's sake, Scott.
Out this year. One of the developers behind Concord tweeted back in 2015, "F*** tax season." But yeah, you know, I think that's pretty f***ed up. You know, taxes pay for a lot, especially as a father. They pay for the local schools and whatnot, so they're basically telling me to go f*** myself. Somebody who loves their son more than anything. I hope he's doing okay. Haven't seen him in a few weeks, but these are the employees Sony wants? PlayStation is failing. Believe me, I know a failing business when I see one. I've run hundreds. We need to band together to rip the stick out of the video game industry's ass and tell them these aren't the games we want. Oh, they just announced the game I want? Marathon!
My problem is, how many times are we gonna go through this? Live service games are not sustainable. They can be really cool, but they are high risk, high reward, and even then, that reward is like filled with spiders. It's just so deflating to see all these soulless projects pumped out, killing the studios that are working on them, while all these companies are acting like it isn't feasible to release games any other way. It's so unfortunate because many of these products would be pretty alright if they didn't adhere to a blatant, repetitive gameplay loop. Suicide Squad actually has pretty fun movement and gunplay. Problem is, that's all it has. The game itself is so damn boring. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And seriously? A Suicide Squad live service game? Who the hell cares about Suicide Squad enough to keep coming back day in and day out? Oh, I gotta log my...
I remember back in the day, I don't know if anyone remembers this. Who remembers when they did try to do something with Batman called Gotham City Imposters? They tried to do it back in the day, I remember.
Time in. Multiverses had so much potential as a Smash Brothers competitor, but it has so much live service funk where, oh, it's free to play, entirely online dependent, super grindy to get new characters. It gets to a point where I just don't have any fun with this at all. If this was a standard release with all characters available, some cool single player content to go through, and good multiplayer support, I would play it so much more. But that's just what live service is. Virgin repellent.
I don't know, man. I mean, live service games are meant to live on and get updates for years. What part of that sounds easy to all these companies who half-ass it? Like, how many live service successes could be classified as a fluke? Like, Marvel Rivals. You see how much stuff they pumped into this game at launch? Like, yeah, of course it's gonna do well.
Yeah. They laid off the US branch.
The hee-haw slot machine would never.
Right, before anybody asks, the reason why I've not done that video there, because it's too fucking long. I forget, an hour and 50, that video, for Scott. So yeah, for me, watching the downfall of Concord was just fascinating to watch, for me personally. I feel sorry for the developers who lost their jobs, but it should be a wake-up call to tell all the Sony developers, we don't want any more live service. Give us good games. Stop it. So, like I said, my favourite live service game, probably, it's probably the finals and Apex, but both of those I've not played in like over 6 months. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comments below what is your favourite live service game and why. I'll be back on Thursday with another reaction video for you guys. It's probably going to be another Nostalgia Critic. I'm on a bit of a Nostalgia Critic kick. I am at the moment. So anyway, guys, enjoy. Fly buzzing around. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for another FIFA Manager. Have a good one. I'll see you in a bit. Peace. Love you all. Bye-bye.